I think that the conference is very well organized. I like the quality of speakers. I like the quality of presentations, and also I like the quality of connections that you can make over here. So I met some really great people, and yeah, I like it a lot. The audience was, during my presentation, the audience was amazing, excited, very engaged. So this is about the presentation, but also again, the quality of the audience. I think that this event is exactly what I was looking for. So the top people from the e-commerce industry. It's exciting for sure, and you know, working at Facebook is, I think, challenging / exciting because the product is evolving so fast that you always have to stay on the top. You always have to learn a lot about the product. So let's say if I go for vacation for 1 week or for 2 weeks, when I go back, I usually have to catch up with everything that's changed. But I think that those changes are very necessary. You know, the customer behavior is changing. The way people use our platform is changing, so we have to adapt a lot. And I also find it very difficult for our partners, for advertisers that we work with, to catch up with everything. If we cannot catch up with everything sometimes, I think that it can be really hard for our advertisers. This is why we are participating in events like that, just to have an opportunity to talk with them, you know, face to face, and also at a bigger scale. Yeah, true. Actually, this was the third point that I mentioned in my presentation about online trends. Right now, the customer is in the power. I mentioned in my last point that right now the customer can choose where she consumes the content. She can close the ads that she doesn't like, etc., etc. So I think it's very important. And also I mentioned that everything on our platform competes with everything. So we would show the content that is most relevant to the customer, and the customer, with his or her interactions, chooses what content to see and in what time to consume it. So I think it's totally true. And this is also why I said that the relevance of the marketing message is so important. So I showed you a couple of examples, especially from Zalando. They know that they need to be relevant. So this is why they prepared 60,000 different video ads to their customers. And I think this is a very good example of how Facebook can help you with more and more demanding customers. Well, yes and no. Of course, from retargeting, you can get better ROI, higher CTR, and probably better conversion rate if the retargeting is, is relevant. But one downside of remarketing is that actually you don't acquire new people, and I think that fresh blood to the e-commerce site is something very important. So this is why marketeers have to use not only remarketing but also prospecting. And I think one way that Facebook can help with that is lookalike audiences. I spoke about it. With lookalike audiences, you can find people that are very similar to your target audience, but are not your website visitors. So it's all about new traffic than remarketing. So I guess that a successful marketer have to use both remarketing from people that left the basket, but also prospecting is very important if they want to grow their business. Again, it depends, right? It depends. It depends on what kind of measurement you are using. Generally, we don't focus on clicks because there is no statistical correlation between clicks and between conversions. Of course, you have to provide traffic to the website, but we can see that there is a small percentage of people of the global online population that clicks the ads. Most people online they wouldn't click the ads, right? But we have a series of studies that we do with both brand advertisers and e-commerce advertisers that can prove also the value of impression. And I think that's very, very important, especially in the multi-device world, right? People say that, for example, on mobile, the conversion rate is very low. So my question is, so what? So those mobile impressions, they don't matter? People on mobile, they don't matter? Of course they do. It's very important to know what's happening with people on mobile, on desktop, and I also think that we need to look more than click, especially last click. I think that Romanian advertisers are not very different from any other successful e-commerce advertisers. One piece of advice that I would give, and it's very hands-on, very practical. If you want to be successful on Facebook, do use Facebook Pixel, do use custom audiences, do use lookalike audiences, and do use conversion optimization. So yeah. Again, if you want to be successful, Conversion Pixel and SDK if you have a mobile application.